Hey there, Anna. How are you? All right. Hey, Jenny. How are you? Give it a few minutes here, and let's give it enough time for people to join as I wait for the internet to catch up. Second I hit the go live button, it makes everything else on my computer go super slow. All right. That's done. While we wait, I've got the link for tomorrow night's Player's Choice poll posted at the top of the comments. You can vote to see which round I will add to tomorrow night's game. Your choices are Adult Swim, boy bands, or chick flicks. Yeah, I definitely miss doing this in person myself. This whole sitting in my office all day kind of sucks. I look forward to when we can all get back together in groups and do this in person. So yeah, go ahead and click on that link pinned at the top of the comments. Vote for either Adult Swim, boy bands, or chick flicks ABC choices tonight. That poll will remain open throughout the end of this game, and it usually goes up late morning. It goes up right after I post the categories for each day. I changed the name on that side tab. It's no longer under polls. It's under Player's Choice voting. So you may get confused next time you go on the Facebook page. But on the left-hand side, there's a little column that lists all the different tabs on the page. It's now called Player's Choice Voting. So you can head over there at any time and vote for your Player's Choice picks. Or otherwise, just click the link I have posted in the comments. Uh-oh, big team for the Grand Starts. Watch out. I did get the car fixed. It took replacing a starter and a battery. But that was my project for the last 2 days. With a little help, much cheaper to do it on your own while you have the time than take it to a shop. What I spent in parts is probably what I would have spent just having it towed to a shop. So all good. That's what all your wonderful, generous tips from this past week went to. So I couldn't have done it without you guys. All right. Grab my iPad here. We'll go over the rules real quick. Most of you already know how to play. I'm going to do it anyway. That gives us another minute or so to wait for the rest of tonight's players to join. We're going to use the same format that I use Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights at the Firewater Saloons in Edison Park on Tuesday, on the south side of Mount Greenwood on Wednesday nights. One day we'll get back there, hopefully soon, but probably not. I'm going to use the same format except cut the rounds in half. We're going to play 5 rounds of pub-style trivia tonight. You guys can play either as a team if you figured out how to chat amongst yourselves in different households, or individually. I have provided a score sheet on the Facebook page you can print out and use. If not, any old piece of scratch paper will be just fine. You are going to write down and score your own score sheets tonight. We'll be playing 5 rounds total. First round is a picture round. Then we'll have 3 specific categories, including your player's choice pick, and end the night with a general trivia round. All 5 rounds are made up of 5 questions worth 1 point each, and a bonus question worth 2 points, so 30 questions total tonight. Each game takes a little over an hour to complete. As I said, you will be scoring your own score sheets. So I will read you your questions, repeat them, then give you a little bit of time to finalize your answers. Then I will read the answers to each round. You will score your sheets for each individual round, putting down your score for each round, and at the end of the night, at the end of the general trivia round, you will tabulate your final score, write down your total number of points, take a picture of your score sheet, and send it to me via Facebook Messenger, where I will quickly double check your work and tabulate the final scores and announce tonight's winner. You are also allowed to double your score for one of your rounds. I ask you keep this in the spirit of the game and pick the round you are going to double before you hear the answers. Please don't wait to the end of the night and just double the score for the round you got the most correct answers for. When we play the game live, you don't get to wait till you hear the answers. You circle double score when you turn in your sheets before the answers. So I hope we use the same method here. Again, we're just playing on the honor system, and everybody seems to be doing a good job with that. So if there's a round you think you've done real well at before I read the answers, just circle that whole group of answers on your score sheet, and then after I read the answers, give yourself for the entire round. So that's the rules. 1 second here. And as I said, please just keep all the answers on your score sheets. Please don't put them in the comments section. Yeah, so keep the comment section for chatting with each other, maybe some friendly trash talking amongst yourselves, telling me the jokes are terrible. Anything but the answers. And if you're feeling generous and you would like to send a tip, all tips are appreciated. They are not required by any means, but every little bit helps, especially since I had to invest in a new battery and starter for my car in the last 2 days, which was definitely not budgeted in the crisis budget, but it happens. That's the information right there. You can either PayPal or Venmo. A lot of you guys have been sending tips on multiple nights. It greatly appreciated. It is not required by any means. But we were all in this together, and with both of my main sources of income not allowed to take place, there's no trivia nights and bars I can host. There's no hockey games for me to get paid to go cover. So we got to do what we got to do. You could also help out by heading over to thehockeywriters.com and clicking on some of my stories over there. I've been doing a daily This Day in Hockey History post, since there's really nothing new to write about, so I decided to write about stuff that has already happened. We have a team of well over 80 writers covering all facets of the game. There's a lot of good stuff being pumped out over there, even though there's no games to talk about. I'll be having some draft prospect profiles coming up in the next few days, and all kinds of stuff. So you can click on any of my stories over there, click on the first one you see, and then if you click on my name in the authors section, it will take you to a page that lists everything I've ever written for that site. So clicking on those hockey links is another way to show your appreciation for trivia. The more clicks I get, the slightly larger checks I get every month, or I should say PayPal donations, however you want to word it. All right, so we'll get started with tonight's game. We've gone through the rules. I gave you the information where you can send a tip if you feel like it. So let's do our categories for tonight. We'll start off with our picture round, famous baseball managers. I will show you pictures of 5 pretty well-known baseball managers. You just have to identify who they are. Second round will be Harrison Ford. That is technically a player's choice round. It was tied for the most votes 2 nights ago, so we'll throw it in tonight. We did NHL last night, which tied with Harrison Ford, so we'll do a round on Harrison Ford trivia tonight. Then we'll get into tonight's official player's choice category, which you all voted on last night, game shows. It beat out Beer and the Blues Brothers. So game shows is our player's choice round for this evening. Then we will have a round on vacations. Since none of us can actually go on vacation, we'll talk about them here and dream about the day we can actually get on an airplane and go someplace fun, as opposed to just staring at these same 4 walls day in and day out. And then we'll end our night with general trivia. So we'll get started. Our first round is a picture round. Let me just grab the trusty, soon-to-be-dead trivia iPad. And I will show you pictures of 5 pretty well-known baseball managers throughout the years. And you just tell me who they are on your score sheet. And let's throw up the first manager right there. Who's that guy? Baseball manager number 1. Spent some time here in this city, Chicago, for a little while. Though that was kind of his semi-retirement. What is that guy's name? Baseball manager number 1 in our picture round. Here is baseball manager number 2. Won a World Series with a couple of different teams. Hall of Famer. That is baseball manager number 2. We're going to go on to baseball manager number 3. This guy was down there in Atlanta forever. Managed all those great teams in the 90s that couldn't get the World Series victories until they played the Cleveland Indians. Everybody beats the Cleveland Indians in the World Series. Sorry, not sorry, Monica and Erica. Go on to baseball manager number 4. This guy's bounced around a couple different teams. I believe he is back in the game, or at least was until they stopped playing baseball. So when baseball returns, he will be back in charge of a major league team. Another guy that should be pretty familiar to baseball fans here in Chicago. Here is baseball manager number 5. Wasn't a manager for too many years. Had one memorable year here with the Cubs. But he spent a lot of time as a bench coach for many different teams, but got a shot at managing here in Chicago. And our bonus question for this round, worth 2 points. Who holds the MLB record for most wins by a manager with 3,731 career wins, over 1,000 more than any other manager? For 2 points, who holds the MLB record for the most wins by a manager with 3,731, over 1,000 more than any other manager in baseball history? It is not Ricky Renteria. Maybe one day. Let's go through the picture clues one more time if anybody missed any of them. Baseball managers is the category. That's baseball manager number 1. Write them down on your score sheets. Whoops, didn't want to do that. There's baseball manager number 2. Here comes baseball manager number 3. Here is, wrong way. Jeez. There's number 4. Nope, number 5. All kinds of problems right now. There's number 4. Number 5 right there. Baseball manager number 5. And the bonus question worth 2 points. Who holds the MLB record for most wins by a manager with 3,731? Over 1,000 more than any other manager in history. This is a special occasion because Stella wants to come up and say hello. She never wants to be part of anything. Usually it's Pickle who's the attention whore, but Stella wants to say hello. You want to say hello to everybody? No. Yeah, then what happened? Alright. She's not a fan of this, but she'll say hello. Say hello. There's Stella. There she goes. Since she came up, I'm sure Pickle will want to come up shortly. Alright, let's go over our answers for our picture round. Baseball managers was the topic. Manager number 1, back when he was winning a World Series with the Cincinnati Reds, and before he was a Cubs manager, that's Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella. There is number 2, that is Sparky Anderson, who won World Series with the Reds and the Tigers. Number 3 is a long Atlanta Braves manager, and I believe he managed the Blue Jays before that. That is Bobby Cox. Number 4, former Cubs catcher. He's managed a couple teams, the Yankees, and before that, he was the manager of the Marlins for a little while. I believe he's now the manager of the Phillies. That's Joe Girardi. And the manager of the 1989 division-winning Cubs, and longtime bench coach for a lot of teams, including the Yankees and Tampa Bay. That's Don Zimmer, old Popeye. And our bonus question for 2 points: who holds the MLB record for the most wins by a manager with 3,731, over 1,000 more than anybody else who ever did it? That is Connie Mack. Connie Mack, who managed the old Philadelphia Athletics for a ridiculous 50 seasons. That's how you get 1,000 more wins than anybody else. You manage the same team for 50 freaking years. That's incredible. Never, ever, ever going to see that again, nor will anybody break that record. I mean, the next closest, like Tony La Russa, who managed forever, is over 1,000 wins behind him. So that is an unbreakable record. So once again, those answers for round number 1 was Lou Piniella, Sparky Anderson, Bobby Cox, Joe Girardi, Don Zimmer, and Connie Mack. So tabulate how many points you got for your first round. And we're going to move on to round 2 on your score sheets. Harrison Ford trivia. We'll do some questions, all things Harrison Ford, about him and about some of his more famous characters he's played throughout the year. Everybody loves a little Harrison Ford. We'll start with question number 1. Before hitting it big in Star Wars, Ford worked with George Lucas playing Bob Falfa in what 1973 movie? Well, see, your mom is a very smart lady, Jennifer. Very smart. Very easy on the eyes, yes. Question number 1. Before Star Wars, Ford worked with George Lucas playing Bob Falfa in what 1973 movie? Question number 2. What is Indiana Jones's real name? What is Indiana Jones's real name? We find that out in The Last Crusade. The dog's name was Indiana. What was his name? Question number 3 for Harrison Ford. The character of Jack Ryan was first portrayed on the big screen by Alec Baldwin in The Hunt for Red October. Ford played Ryan in both Clear and Present Danger and Patriot Games. Which one of those 2 films came out first? The character of Jack Ryan was first portrayed on the big screen by Alec Baldwin in The Hunt for Red October. Ford played Ryan in both Clear and Present Danger and Patriot Games. Which one of those 2 films came out first? So you got a 50-50 shot here. Out of Clear and Present Danger and Patriot Games, which movie was released first? Question number 4. In what Star Wars movie was Han Solo killed in? In what Star Wars movie was Han Solo killed in? Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet, but it's a few years old. You should have seen it by now. Either the episode number or the name of the movie, either one or both, however you want to do it. But which one of the Star Wars movies saw the demise of Han Solo, one of the saddest scenes in the history of cinema? Question number 5. Ford has only been nominated for one Oscar in his career, a Best Actor nod for his role in what 1985 drama? Ford has been nominated for just one Oscar in his career, a Best Actor nomination for his role in what 1985 drama? And the bonus question for the Harrison Ford round for 2 points. What high school located in the northwest suburbs of Chicago did Ford graduate from? What high school located in the northwest suburbs of Chicago did Harrison Ford graduate from a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away? I'll read these questions again in case any need repeated. Round number 2, Harrison Ford. Question number 1. Before Star Wars, Ford worked with George Lucas playing Bob Falfa in what 1973 movie? Question number 2. What is Indiana Jones's real name? Question number 3. The character of Jack Ryan was first portrayed on the big screen by Alec Baldwin in The Hunt for Red October. Ford played Ryan in 2 movies, Clear and Present Danger and Patriot Games. Which one of those 2 was released first? Question number 4. In what Star Wars movie was Han Solo killed in? Question number 5. Ford has only been nominated for one Oscar during his career, a Best Actor nomination for his role in what 1985 drama? And the bonus question for 2 points. What high school located in the northwest suburbs of Chicago did Ford graduate from? Give you a few seconds here to put your answers finalized on your score sheets. If you think you did good and you want double points for this round, now is the time to circle those answers before I read the answers. All right, let's go over these answers real quick for the Harrison Ford round. Question number 1. Before Star Wars, Ford worked with George Lucas playing Bob Falfa in what 1973 movie? That is American Graffiti. American Graffiti. A really good movie. If you've never seen that, you've got time. Figure out a way to stream that one. It's a good one. Question number 2. What is Indiana Jones's real name? He is Henry Jones Jr. Henry Jones Jr. If you're a real Indiana Jones nerd, you would have thrown Walton in as his middle name, but that is not required. Henry Jones Jr. is his name. Question number 3. The character of Jack Ryan was first portrayed on the big screen by Alec Baldwin in The Hunt for Red October. Ford played Ryan in Patriot Games and A Clear and Present Danger. Which one of those films came out first? That would be The Patriot Games, came out in 1992. Clear and Present Danger was released in 1994. Question 4. In what Star Wars movie was Han Solo killed in? Han Solo was killed in Episode 7, The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens. So take either Episode 7 or Force Awakens as the correct answer. Question number 5. Ford has only been nominated for one Oscar in his career, a Best Actor nomination for his role in what 1985 drama? That is Witness. Another really good movie you should see if you haven't seen it. Witness. Especially if you are a fan of Amish movies. There's not many of them out there. Bonus question for 2 points. What high school located in the northwest suburbs of Chicago did Ford graduate from? He is a graduate of Maine East High School, right over there in Park Ridge. Some of you guys might even be fellow alumnus of Maine East. So our answers, once again, for round 2 are American Graffiti, Henry Jones Jr., Patriot Games, Episode 7, where The Force Awakens, Witness, and Maine East. And a little further trivia about Han Solo. Christopher Walken actually auditioned for that role. Didn't get it. And I've always wondered how different those movies would have been with Christopher Walken as Han Solo. Probably not as good. Christopher Walken is overrated. Sorry, said it. He used to be really good, and now all he is just Christopher Walken doing a really bad Christopher Walken impression. Alright, moving on. There's my bad opinion of the night. Round number 3, game shows. This was the round you guys voted for last night in the Player's Choice poll. This category won in a landslide. It was 7 or 8 vote. It had a lot of votes. It had the most by quite a bit. And you can vote for tomorrow night's Player's Choice category by clicking on that link I pinned at the top of the comments. Your choices for tomorrow are either Adult Swim, boy bands, or chick flicks, little ABC categories. Excuse me. So we'll go through game shows right now. This is round 3 on your score sheets. Question number 1 on Press Your Luck. You could win some great cash and prizes. But what did you try to avoid at all costs? On Press Your Luck, the greatest game show ever, you could win some great cash and prizes. But what did you try to avoid at all costs? Question number 2. Family Feud has had many hosts over the years, including Ray Combs and Richard Carnes. Who was the show's original host? Who was the show's original host? Family Feud has had many hosts over the years, including Ray Combs and Richard Carnes. Steve Harvey's in there too. Louis Anderson. Who was this show's original host? Mark that down on your score sheet under round number 3. Question number 3. Which television personality was the original host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire when it was a huge primetime hit in 1999? Which television personality was the original host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire when it was a big primetime hit back in 1999? That means Who Wants a Millionaire is old enough to legally buy alcohol if there were any bars open. Question number 4. Who replaced Bob Barker as the host of The Price is Right? Who replaced Bob Barker as the host of The Price is Right? Question number 5. What was the name of MTV's first game show, which was hosted by Ken Ober and also featured Colin Quinn, Adam Sandler, and Dennis Leary? What was the name of MTV's first game show, which was hosted by Ken Ober and featured Colin Quinn, Adam Sandler, and Dennis Leary? And the bonus question, in a 1990 episode of Cheers, one of its main characters appears on the game show Jeopardy! For 2 points. Which character was it? In a 1990 episode of Cheers, one of its main characters appears on the game show Jeopardy! For 2 points. Which character was it? One of my favorite episodes of that entire show. And what a great show that was. Outside of the fashion and it's not that dated, surprisingly. Like if you watched an episode today of Cheers, it wouldn't seem that dated. Same could be said about Seinfeld. Outside of the fashion and like the no cell phones and stuff like that, but like the content is not dated. It could still work today. Not too many shows like that. There's a lot of shows you watch 10, 20 years later and you're like, oh yeah, that's a 90s show or that was the 80s. But Cheers has stood the test of time. All right, I'll read these questions one more time for you. Question number 1 in round number 3. On Press Your Luck, you can win some great... Start that over. On Press Your Luck, you can win some great cash and prizes, but what did you try to avoid at all costs? Question number 2. Family Feud had many hosts over the years, including Ray Combs and Richard Carnes. Who was the show's original host? Question number 3. Which television personality was the original host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire when it was a huge primetime hit in 1999? Yeah, I think Golden Girls 2 is not too dated, at least with the content. It's funny to watch that show now. As a kid, you were like, ew, these women are old perverts. And now you watch it now and you're like, wow, these are women that are probably in my age group if I wanted to start dating again. Life comes at you pretty fast. Where is my Blanche Devereaux? Question number 4. Who replaced Bob Barker as the host of The Price is Right. Question number 5 was, what was the name of MTV's first game show, which was hosted by Ken Ober and featured Colin Quinn, Adam Sandler, and Dennis Leary? And the bonus question, a 1990 episode of Cheers had one of its main characters appear on the game show Jeopardy! For 2 points. Which character was it? So I'll give you a few seconds here to put your final answers together on your score sheets. And also remind you to go ahead and vote for tomorrow night's Player's Choice category. And we do that every night, where you guys get to decide one category that goes into each night's game. Your categories to vote for tomorrow's game are either Adult Swim, boy bands, or chick flicks. Got a feeling I know which one is gonna win that before I even hit post. All right, let's go through these answers. Round 3, game shows. Question number 1 on Press Your Luck. You could win some great cash and prizes, but what did you try to avoid at all costs? You tried to avoid the whammy. The whammy. Question 2, Family Feud has had many hosts over the years, but who was the original? The original was Richard Dawson, that creepy guy that got a little bit too friendly with all the female contestants. Richard Dawson. Question 3, which television personality was the original host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire when it was a huge primetime hit back in 1999? That is Regis Philbin. Good old Reg. Question number 4, who replaced Bob Barker as the host of The Price is Right? That, of course, is Drew Carey, still hosting this to today, still hosting as of today. Question 4, what was the name of MTV's first game show, which was hosted by Ken Ober, also featured Colin Quinn, Adam Sandler, and Dennis Leary? That is Remote Control. Remote Control. That was a great show. Question, the bonus question, a 1990 episode of Cheers had one of its main characters appear on the game show of Jeopardy! For 2 points. Which character was it? Everybody's favorite mailman, Cliff Clavin. Cliff Clavin, who famously put down as his final Jeopardy answered, who are people who have never been in my kitchen. And he technically wasn't wrong. People who have never been in my kitchen. Good old Cliffy. So once again, those answers for round 3 or the whammy: Richard Dawson, Regis Philbin, Drew Carey, Remote Control, and Cliff Clavin. So we'll quickly move along to round number 4, round on vacations, different vacation destinations and traveling questions. Since all we can do right now is dream of going away on a nice vacation, let's talk about some places we might head to when all this corona stuff is over. And the only way it's going to be over is by doing stuff like this, staying inside and playing trivia with me every night. Do not go outside unless you absolutely have to. The sooner we all cooperate, not just here in Chicago, but across the country, the quicker all this will be over. All right, vacations. Question number 1 for round number 4 on your score sheet. According to the 30 best places to visit in the U.S., in an article by the U.S. News, which place is ranked number 1? According to the 30 best places, stress the word places, so not a city or a town or state, it's a place. According to the 30 best places to visit in the U.S., in an article by the U.S. News, what is ranked number 1, the number 1 place to go visit? Number one thing to see in the United States. Tourist destination. It's not an actual town or state, it's a thing. To quote Wayne from Letterkenny, gotta stay hydrated. Do we have any Letterkenny fans in here tonight? If we have enough Letterkenny fans, I'd love to do a round on that show. That is the greatest show ever. If you haven't seen it, it's on Hulu. Everybody has a Hulu subscription these days. Watch it. What else are you going to do? Watch Friends for the 10,000th time? Question number 2. What airline used the slogan, "Fly the Friendly Skies"? What airline used the slogan, "Fly the Friendly Skies"? Question number 3. In what decade did Walt Disney World open? In what decade did Walt Disney World open? Don't need a specific year, just the decade. Question number 4. Noah's Ark is the U.S.'s largest water park located at what family fun spot? Noah's Ark is the United States' largest water park located in what family fun spot? Question number 5 for the vacations round. In what state can you visit Old Faithful? In what state can you visit Old Faithful? And the bonus question for 2 points. What is currently the oldest operating hotel and casino in Las Vegas? even though they're not currently operating right now. But if Las Vegas was open for business, what would be the oldest operating hotel and casino? Sorry, just had to reply to something real quick. All right, let's go through these vacation answers or vacation questions. I'll repeat them all before we get to the answers. Question number one, according to the 30 best places to visit in the U.S., an article by the U.S. News, what place is ranked number one? Question number two, what airline used the slogan Fly the Friendly Skies? Question number two, in what decade did Walt Disney World open? Question number four, Noah's Ark is the U.S.'s largest water park, located at what family fun spot? Question five, in what state can you visit Old Faithful? Bonus question for 2 points. What is currently the oldest operating hotel and casino in Las Vegas? I'm just going to say it's in Las Vegas. Not going to say if it's on the strip or it's not, but it is in the city limits of Las Vegas. I don't want to give away too much since that is worth 2 points, but it is in the city limits of Las Vegas. If you know a little bit about the history of Las Vegas, that will tell you if it is or isn't on the strip. All right, let's go over these answers real quick for round number four. Question number one, according to the 30 best places to visit in the United States, in an article by the U.S. News, what is ranked number one? As I tried to give you a hint, not a specific city or state, but a place. It's the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is ranked the number one place to visit in the United States. I don't know. I'd think of something a little more exciting than a big hole in the ground, but what do I know? Question number two, what airline used the slogan Fly the Friendly Skies? That is United. United Airlines. Question number two, in what decade did Disney World open? That is 1970s. It opened in the 1970s. Question number four, Noah's Ark is the largest water park in the United States, and it is located in Wisconsin Dells. Question number five, in what state can you visit Old Faithful? You can visit Old Faithful in Wyoming. Yellowstone National Park, one of my favorite places on the entire planet. Bonus question for 2 points. What is currently the oldest operating hotel and casino in Las Vegas? It is the old Golden Gate Hotel and Casino in downtown. It's been open since, I believe, 1906. The casino closed when they put a ban on gambling there for a few years, but the hotel remained open. So the Golden Gate in old downtown Vegas off of Fremont Street there, that is the oldest hotel currently still operating in Las Vegas, or was operating until Vegas closed. Vegas is closed, right? I can't imagine any of those casinos are open right now. That would be really stupid. So once again, the answers for round 4 are Grand Canyon, United Airlines, the 1970s, Wisconsin Dells, Wyoming, and the Golden Gate. So that will take us to our final round of the night, a little general trivia to end the evening. Just going to ask you some random questions. Put these down under round number 5 on your score sheets. And then when this round is over, tabulate your final score through all 5 rounds. Write it down. Take a picture of the score sheet. Send it to me via Facebook Messenger. You can do that to either the Trivia Nights with Greg account or my personal page. It doesn't matter which one you send it to. It goes to the same place. And then I will quickly tabulate your scores, double check your score taking abilities, and announce our winner for this Friday night of live streaming trivia. So let's get into our final category. General trivia. Question number 1. Which cast member of The Office provided the voice of disgust in the movie Inside Out? Which cast member of The Office provided the voice of disgust in the film Inside Out? Question number 2. Philography is the art of collecting what? Philography is the act of collecting what? P-H-I-O-G-R-A-P-H-Y. Philography is the act of collecting what? Or philography? Is it philography or philog? I don't know. This is why I need the stuff up on a screen, so when I mispronounce it, you still know what the hell I'm talking about. Maybe it's philography. Do you say photography or photography? So it's probably philography. Maybe a 3-year-old says photography. So we're going to go with philography. Anyway, if you're practicing philography, what are you doing? What are you collecting? Probably should have looked up how to pronounce that before hitting the live button, but... Question number 3. What state is home to Myrtle Beach? What state is home to Myrtle Beach? Question number 4. What is the main ingredient, i.e. the one most used in pesto sauce? What is the main ingredient, the one most used in pesto sauce? Question number 5. In what year did Tupac die? In what year did Tupac die? I was once in Nashville, Tennessee, and got in an elevator with Suge Knight and his posse, and it was the most terrifying 45 seconds of my life. And those of you who knew Jill was with me, and I was just giving her this look like, don't make eye contact. Do not make eye contact. And after we got out of the elevator, she was like, who was that? I was like, that's the guy that had Tupac Shakur killed and hung Vanilla Ice over a balcony by his ankles. He is very scary and intimidating in person. All right, our bonus question. For 2 points, how many hurdles are there in a 400-meter race? For 2 points, how many hurdles are there in a 400-meter race? Not total throughout the whole court, but if you were running that race, how many hurdles does each individual runner have to jump over in a 400-meter race? For the 2 track and field aficionados out there. I'll read these questions again real quick. What cast member of The Office provided the voice of disgust in the film Inside Out? Question 2, philography is the act of collecting what? Question 3, what state is home to Myrtle Beach? Question 3, what is the main ingredient, the one used most in pesto sauce? In question 5, what year was Tupac Shakur killed? What year did he die? And the bonus question for 2 points, how many hurdles are there in a 400-meter race? How many must each participant clear in a 400-meter race? So I'll give you a few seconds here to put your answers together before I read you the answers. And then you can start sending those score sheets in. Doesn't look like we're going to get a pickle sighting tonight. He is out cold. But I'm not surprised. He was a little extra snotty this afternoon, so I gave him a Benadryl with his dinner, so I think he's down for the count. You probably can hear him snoring. All right, let's go through our general trivia answers so we can wrap up this evening's game. Which cast member of The Office provided the voice of disgust in the film Inside Out? That was Mindy Kaling. Mindy Kaling. Question number 2, philography is the act of collecting what? If you are a philographer, you collect autographs. And anybody over the age of like 12 who does this is a little weird. Every time I leave a Chicago Wolves game, I walk out of the locker room area. There's always like a group of 20 people waiting for autographs, and most of them are kids, but there's always like two or three guys who are like 50 years old, hanging out with like a bunch of pictures, waiting to get autographs. It's like I don't get it. Whatever. Who am I to judge? I go on the internet and read stupid trivia questions all night. Question number 3, what state is home to Myrtle Beach? That is South Carolina. Question number 4, what is the main ingredient in pesto sauce? That is basil. That's why it's green. Basil is the main ingredient of pesto sauce, at least any good one. In question number 5, in what year did Tupac die? He was shot down in 1996. And our bonus question for 2 points, how many hurdles are there in a 400-meter race? 10. You have to jump over 10 hurdles in the course of a 400-meter race. So those answers, once again, are Mindy Kaling, autographs, South Carolina, Basel, 1996, and 10. So go ahead and tabulate your final scores, write them on your score sheet, and start sending them to me on Facebook Messenger. Doesn't matter if you send them to the trivia page or to my personal account. I will receive them regardless. So start having those roll in, and I'll be taking down those totals, figuring out who our winner is tonight. And after you send me your score sheet, you can go ahead and vote for tomorrow night's Player's Choice category. If you've not, there are Adult Swim, boy bands, and chick flicks. Those are your options to vote on for tomorrow night's categories. So let's we got some rolling in. STD, I got your score. Seven-year itch, I got your score. All right. Jen Klein, I got your score. Watson Malone, I got your team score. Robin Teresa, I got your score. No Courtney tonight. You got a higher score than usual. She might be the weakest link. You might be onto something. All right. Got the Glowats clan score. Greg and Erica. Monica, Dan, Rudy, Marianne. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Must be doing something right that you guys are here, multi-states, tuning in. Bad to the Bone, I got your team score. All right, Dawn, I got the Grand Sart score and Fred's score. Sorry, I didn't see your text about the first question until right now. Grand Sart and Friends. They must be Dawn's friends. Lenny doesn't have any friends. Just kidding. He's got like 2. All right, let me check the other account real quick. See if we got any more score sheets waiting. All right, we got a handful over here. All right, T-Bone, I've got your score. Okay, Rose Hose, I've got your score. Seem to have it figured out tonight after some confusion last night. Amanda, I've got your score. And Jenny Golick, I got your score. All right. That appears to be all of them. We've got 13 total teams or individuals scoring tonight. Let's see what our top 5 is real quick. All right, let me just double check these. All right. We have a tie for 5th place. 2 teammates usually on Tuesday nights, Amanda and Jenny Golick. You guys tied with 31 points for 5th place. Nicely done, ladies. Thank you again for your continued support. That's actually a tie for 4th place, not 5th place, 4th place, but you're in the top 5. In 3rd place with 32 points, we had Teresa and Rob. And then we have our first ever tie for victory. We've never had this before. Usually, when we do this on Tuesday nights, we have a little bit of a tiebreaker, or Wednesday nights. But since there's no prizes to give out, you guys can co-share bragging rights for winning tonight. Tying with 35 points each, we have the Watson Malone group once again at the top of the scoreboard per usual. And Rose Hose, you guys both came up with 35 points tonight, so you are our co-champions for Friday night. If this was one of our live games, we would have figured out a tiebreaker, but since we're not giving away any prizes, we're just playing this for fun. Congratulations to both of you guys, and thank you guys for getting together and playing on Friday nights. We're going to do this again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and every night that we're stuck locked down together, which is going to be at least to the end of the month. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the score here. Oh, we're going to bump everybody down one. I totally missed the score, staring at me right in the face. Doesn't affect the winners. It's still a tie between Watson Malone and Rose Hose. In 3rd place with 34 points was my guy Fred. Sorry, I missed I can't even read my own writing. Fred, you finished in 3rd with 34. That means Teresa and Rob, you're in 4th with 32. And then Amanda and Jenny tied for 5th, as I originally said, with 31. So my bad, Fred. You are 2nd place with, well, 3rd place, considering we had a tie for 1st. My mistake there. So anywho, we will do this again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Go ahead and vote for the category you want to see. And we'll do this every night, continuing at 7 p.m. until we can actually do this in public again. So thank you guys for your support. Those of you guys who've been sending tips, I greatly appreciate it. Can't wait to see all you guys at the Firewater Saloon, either in Edison Park or in Mount Greenwood when we get to do this again. Until then, please remain inside and be safe. Take good care of each other. Take good care of yourselves. And we'll meet back here again tomorrow night at 6 p.m.